Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 10.31. Our chapter is 10th factory overhead variance. We have already solved 12-13 questions and now we are up to 10.31. The first thing which you will observe by looking at this question, you can see the shape is very different. The values which are given in the questions are too less as compared to the values which were given in previous questions. So this is different. As you have seen the overview of the question, the method of solution is different. Method of presentation of this question is little different. What he wants from us to do here after introduction, this is just the introduction and nothing else has been mentioned. Budget variance answer is already provided. Volume variance answer is already provided, and here factory overhead for the capacity attained during the year was 7,60,000. It is actual FH. Budgeted FH, sorry, we'll have to see over here. There was something missing. So budgeted FH for the capacity attained is 7,60,000. So what he wants from us, factory overhead applied and actual FH is to be calculated. Hopefully you people have remember your CGS chapter where we have done reverse calculations. And according to that concept, whenever you will be doing reverse calculation, you will change the sign. Just keep it remember, and how we will apply this process over here, you would be able to see. But before that, we will complete left side of our format first. And we will not be writing anything for our second part of format. Look at here. Here you remember that at first side you do write actual FH, then applied FH, then budget FH. But what I am saying, you don't need to write anything on right side of your format. Everything would be written over here. So first thing first is you do calculate your total variance over here. Total or overall variance is calculated by taking the difference of actual FH and applied FH. Here you do calculate your difference, the variance, by subtracting actual and applied. And then you conclude by focusing upon applied. If your applied FH is more than actual FH, you name it as over applied. And in second situation, if applied FH is less than actual, so it would be considered as under applied FH. Now come to second variance, which is what? Budget variance. And budget variance or spending variance would be calculated through actual FH and budget FH. Here you will calculate the variance by taking the difference of actual and budget. Next step would be to conclude, and you will be focusing upon your actual FH. So if actual FH is more than your budget, what does that mean? You are spending more. It would go unfavorable for you. And then second option is if actual FH is less than your budget FH, you will name it as favorable because you are actually spending less. So this way you will complete your second variance, and third variance is volume or capacity variance. This would be the relationship of budget FH and applied FH, and you will calculate this variance over here by taking the difference of budget and applied. Next step would be to conclude by focusing upon budget. So if budget FH is more than applied FOH, that means you are arranging more amount should be present in your pocket, means it's a burden, so it would go unfavorable for you. And contrary to that, if budget FOH is less than your applied FOH, that means you have to arrange less, it would go in your favor. So here you do calculate your variances by following this format. Now why I had written when everything is already present? Actually our requirement is saying to calculate factory overhead applied and actual FH. So let's post the values which are given in the question. Budget FH is 7,60,000. Here we have budget FH and that is 7,60,000. Next thing is given budget variance 65,000. You will write over here 65,000, and second mentioning it that it's unfavorable, and we do know when you will get unfavorable budget variance. Look, the same statement is mentioned over here, budget variance 65,000 unfavorable. So here is your budget variance which is unfavorable. But now there is question mark. If we don't have actual FH, what we will do? And this is our requirement. You can see factory overhead actual on B part is our requirement. We will be reversing our calculation at first stage, but secondly, we'll have to follow these two conclusions. And why we were writing these conclusions for each and every question? Just because of strengthening our concept. You have to see when a budget variance would be unfavorable. This is unfavorable and it has been mentioned if actual is more. So that means amount which would be calculated over here would be more. And how would you calculate that? You have your variance over here which is 65,000 and you are going back. You are taking your reverse gear. And next is, okay, let me tell you, if you will add or less in both ways, you will get 65,000. As you can see that if you will add 76,000, you will get the same amount. Or if you will get, let's say, by subtracting, I'm just willing to let you know that your unfavorable budget variance would be if actual is more. So you have taken a reverse gear, 65,000 was your answer and you were going from downward to upward, from downward to upward. For that purpose you were in need to have more actual FH. So what you have done, 65,000 and then you have added your budget FH and written over here. Now let's see if you want to calculate over here. I would let you know what is happening. You have 8,25,000 and when you will subtract 760,000, it must be equal to 65,000. Okay, so here you have calculated and answer has become 65,000. This was I willing to tell you that this missing figure we have calculated indirectly, though it was not present in your question. You have calculated through your common sense just by applying this rule. Rule was budget variance was considered unfavorable, and when it would be unfavorable when your actual FH would be more than your budget. This budget FH was given in the question. So what you have done, you have added 65,000 with 7,60,000 so that you can have 8,25,000. Another option I'm willing to tell you that if 65,000 and 7,60,000 is to be subtracted, let me tell you, 7,60,000 minus 65,000, you have got 6,95,000, and let's take the difference, 760 minus 695, and you will see again you will get 65,000. Okay, and now I will change this figure, and instead of subtracting, look here, you have subtracted, and now I'm going to add 6,50,000 with 7,60,000. Now please try to understand, this 65,000 was calculated when we have subtracted both amounts, and now we are adding both amounts. So you have got 8,25,000. If you will calculate the difference now, from 8,25,000, you will subtract 7,60,000, you will again get 65,000. So now you have to choose whether you will add or less. For that you will follow this rule. It should be actual more than budget if it is unfavorable. Here in question budget variance was given unfavorable, we will have to make actual FH more than budget. So that is why we will add to make actual FH more than that of your budget FH. So our final answer you can see over here is 8,25,000, and you can see B requirement we have fulfilled. Actual FH was question marked, and the amount of actual FH which we have calculated is 8,25,000. 8,25,000 is the answer. So first part has been sorted out. Now we will be calculating our second requirement, and that is FH applied. Budget FH is given, and since you know actual and applied are present over here, actual was not present in your question, so you can use this budget and applied formula. Volume variance is given. Please try to understand, there were three variances: total, budget and volume. Only two out of three variances were given in the question, so we will not be able to use this total variance, although you want to calculate your actual FH. Actual FH is present in total variance, and actual FH was present in budget variance. So why we have chosen budget variance instead of total variance? Because in our input budget variance was available. In the similar way, please be focused what I was trying to say. For volume variance is given in the question. You need to calculate FH applied. FH applied is present in total variance. FH applied is present in volume variance as well. So we cannot use total variance because in question the helping figure is volume variance. So you will use third formula. Volume variance is 84,000. Answer is already given. And this 84,000 is mentioned as favorable. And you must have in your mind how favorable volume variance arrive. So you need to know it is your favorable volume variance. For that you will have to focus here. When it would be favorable? When your budget is less. Your budget should be less. The amount which is provided to us is budgeted FH, that is 7,60,000 put over here. 7,60,000, and this is your question mark. Budget FH, applied FH is unknown, and it is our requirement as well. Factory overhead applied first requirement. So what you will know, what you will do, normally you have an idea whenever there is a difference between two amounts at center, you take difference. But it's not just like the same matter we will use here. We will be focusing upon this word, favorable. When volume variance is favorable, at the time when budget is less, it means the amount which would be put over here should be more, so that we can present our budget FH less than applied. Again, we are repeating the same thing. Volume variance favorable. This is your volume variance, and when it would be favorable? When your budget FH is less than applied. Your budget FH is already given and it should be less than that of applied. So to calculate it, it's your option to take minus or plus signs. Both ways you will get the same answer, but you will have to choose properly. Since your budget FH should be less, so here amount we are in need to have more. to get large amount, you will have to add your variance with budget FH. So you have got your answer 88,444,000. You will see the difference of both amounts. 844,000 subtract 7,60,000 and you should have 84,000 as your answer. So 84,000 is appeared. Now I will let you know the second option. Here you can see, please focus upon here, you have added this amount. So instead of adding it, I'm subtracting. When you will subtract, you will get 6,76,000. Minus sign was meant to be ignored. Let's ignore it. 7,60,000 and then subtract 84,000 and you have got your applied FH as 676,000. Okay. So difference you will be calculating like 7,60,000 subtract 6,76,000. You again will get the same answer 84,000. Either you are adding 7,60,000 and 84,000 or you are subtracting 84 and 7,60,000. In both cases you will get the same answer 84,000. So how you will choose to subtract or to add? For that purpose you will be focusing upon this point which is favorable. To make volume variance favorable, you have to make your budget FH less than that of applied FH. So that is why what we will do, we will make this applied FH, that means budget FH should be less and applied FH should be more. To make it more, instead of minus, you will choose sign of plus. So this way you have got your answer 8,44,000. This is the actual answer. So I'm again just trying to make you understood that both signs were possible. You can subtract and you can add, but to get the appropriate answer you will be following the variance which was given in the question. It was meant to be favorable. Favorable volume variance would be when your budget FH is less. So you have added both amounts to make applied FH more than that of budget, to follow this rule, to follow this formula, to follow this logic. So finally we have got our answer applied FH which was unknown, and applied FH was first requirement. Answer you can see is 8,44,000 over here. So both answer has been arrived. Budget actual FH was unknown over here 8,25,000 and you can see 8,25,000 B requirement has been completed, and then applied FH was required 844. Applied FH 844,000 has been calculated. And one more interesting thing you have seen over here is what? Your supporting calculations are absolutely vacant. You haven't written anything, neither you have calculated actual, applied or budget FH. Nothing has been calculated, and this was just to make you understood. You have written nothing. Half of the format have been used, and both of our requirements of formula is completed. We have checked our answer. It means our question has been completed. So meaningly 31 question has been completed. If you have any query, and one more thing, you haven't calculated total variance as well. So there is possibility in questions of exercise. Sometimes you may leave the calculation of total variance or any supporting calculation because it was not required in the question, and we haven't written any amount over here. We haven't written any amount in applied FH as well. So this way we can conclude the solution of 10.31. It's all about this question, and nothing else is to be required to be written in our solution. So if you have any query, any question regarding the solution of 10.31, you are very open to ask any question by messaging, texting, or you can meet directly. We will surely be meeting again for the solution of any other question inshallah in future. Up till now, it has been completed. So it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your time. Allah Hafiz.